Year is almost here. The holidays are a way to save some money on your taxes next April.
Thinking ahead a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Here to explain is Crystal Faulkner, our friend and partner at MCM CPAs and Advisors. Good to see you, Crystal.
Well,
It's been a while.
thank you. It has.
Thanks for coming back in. A lot of people don't necessarily think about that kind of stuff this time of year, but with the year end sort of rapidly approaching and all, what can people still do to reduce their tax bill when they file their returns next April?
Well, my very favorite deduction is one where you could put money in your own retirement plan and take a tax deduction by doing so.
Okay.
If you can adjust your payroll withholdings and take more out between now and the end of the year, for example, if you're getting a bonus or a few more paychecks, and if you haven't maximized your 401k contribution, see if you can do that, because you can actually contribute up to $18,000 this year, $24,000 if you're 50 or older.
Okay.
And then certainly if you haven't taken advantage of the employer match, you want to do that. At least contribute enough so you can take advantage of that. It's like leaving money on the table.
Yeah, and they don't take taxes out of that money
No,
that you put
absolutely.
into a 401k.
And you can take a deduction for it. So
Right.
and put money for your retirement.
That's a win-win, right?
Yeah.
It is win-win-win all the way around.
Now, what about education tax breaks? What can you do in terms of those right now?
Well, having a college daughter myself, I
I do
know
too.
that those costs
So
are
does he.
rising, right?
Uh-huh.
So the government allows you several different types of breaks, credits and deductions that can help you offset the cost of college if you can qualify. And that's the
Okay.
key, if you can qualify, because there's limits on how much you can take in those tax benefits depending on your income.
Okay.
So if you can qualify and you haven't maximized yet, you may want to think about prepaying that spring tuition before the end of this year,
Oh.
so you can maximize the American Opportunity Credit, which is up to $2,500 of tax breaks for you.
Okay.
And so there's just certain things you need to be aware of. Again, know where you stand and see if you're eligible.
All right, now holiday time of giving, and you're thinking about that, doing the right thing and
Right.
helping others. Kind of ways you can kind of help yourself out a little bit by at the same time. Sort of one of those win-win kind of things.
Well, the key here is to understand where you stand from a tax point of view. And we talked last week, Sheila, about the fact that many tax professionals think tax rates are going to go down next year. So if you accelerate charitable contributions into 2016, pay it before the end of this year, you may be able not only to get the deduction earlier, but certainly have a permanent tax benefit by accelerating that deduction. If you have been fortunate and you've seen your investment portfolio rise over the last few years and months, you may want to think about giving appreciated stock that's gone up in value as your contribution. That's another double win, Bob, because you
Okay.
can actually forever permanently avoid tax on the sale, the gain on the sale, and you get a deduction for the fair market value of the stock.
All right,
it just
very
makes a
good.
lot of sense. And one last thing, you can't pay with plastic if you do so before the end of the year. Even if you don't pay that credit card bill till next year, the government will still allow you that deduction.
Okay, thank you
you
so
go.
much, Crystal.
You're welcome.